Hello everyone, my name is Espinal. I live in Brooklyn, New York. My career is in computer science, specifically within web application testing. My educational background, I graduated from a four-year university with a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science. In addition to that, I've enrolled in online courses to gain certification and just improve in skill sets that just to remain relevant within the industry since technology changes so quickly over the years. My current title is QA Test Automation Engineer. QA stands for Quality Assurance. And I just did a quick search on Glassdoor.com for the average salary of a QA test engineer. Depending on your skill set and experience, starting salary can range anywhere from $60,000 to $90,000 a year, and up from there, depending on your skill sets and experience. My day-to-day activities include any combination of the following: the various types of testing activities, ranging from API testing, automated tests, end-to-end tests, stress tests, loading tests, database tests, manual testing. A lot more testing activities that you can combine to actually meet that, to accomplish that goal of preventing defects from making it into the production environment. Predominantly, my day is heavily organized around writing code, automated test scripts, which basically is I write code that tests other code, and basically code that is a candidate to go into and be combined with the code that's already in production. That can range from front-end code to back-end, and by back-end I mean database testing. You also have other types of testing, which, let's say for example, a new feature has been developed, but the screen for that particular feature hasn't been developed just yet. So the back end or the background of what functions to make for that particular feature, it's already working. So what you want to do is that's called API testing, and you use tools such as Postman, which is one of the leading tools, technology tools out there, where you test by sending requests to a web server and saving post request and then you retrieve that information to see if that data was actually stored correctly, and therefore has a high probability that it will be displayed correctly to the user when they log into a website, or make an edit or a change or things of that nature. So you don't have the screen, but you can still test. Okay, so you have this application and it works for 5, 10, 15, 20 people using it at the same time. But when that application is out in the real world, now you're gonna have 100,000 users or customers that are logging in at the same time. Well, how does your application perform and function with that type of stress, and how what does it do during those times? Does it crash? There are bugs that are introduced at that level, so you have to try to incorporate that type of testing as well. And it's something that your management team wants to see too, because you definitely don't want your customers to be unhappy if you put out a new software release and now everything is crashing, which ends up resulting in a poor user experiences, and therefore the more of that you have, you risk losing your customers, which then means you lose money. No business. What's the best career advice that I've ever received? I think the best advice that I've received is to always to be a lifelong learner. I think no matter what stage you are in your career, there's always going to be new things that new skill set that you can learn that is going to make you more more productive, or allow you to become a better professional just by having certain tools and different skill sets. I mean, it's estimated, I think I did a search too here, it's estimated that the average shelf life of a particular skill set, it's about 5 years. So and on LinkedIn, there's research that was conducted and found that 89% of professionals feel feel that skills are more important than actual job titles themselves. So just by gaining skill sets can't take it away from you once you learn how to do something. So definitely try to gain as many skill sets as possible. That would allow you to become more proficient and more of an expert in your career and industry. Goes a long way. What skills do you believe today's teenagers need to have or that are essential for their future employment? I definitely believe that coding is a number one thing. I think the future is many positions are growing in the skill set of knowing how to code, and from being a developer, from testing, from working in data analysis, analyzing, various types of data. That I believe that it doesn't matter what industry you go into, healthcare, e-commerce, whatever it may be. The coding is something that you can always or will be able to implement somehow in your day-to-day. So learning a new programming languages, a new language definitely would prove as an investment and an attribute that's worth and well worth seeking for your life going forward or in the future. Communication, teamwork, that goes hand in hand, and I think every company out there definitely looks for those two particular skill sets. Working with others, definitely, and communicating with your managers, with your team members. It's one of those skill sets that it's like a must. If you could give your teenage self and friends financial advice, what would it be? I think start a saving habit. I want to say, maybe you start working in your job, and try to get into the habit of saving 10-15% of your paycheck, put it to the side, maybe a separate savings account, or maybe open up an investment account. When it comes to money, time is money. So the earlier you start, obviously the more years go by, the better off you'll see the rewards of your investment. And starting a habit to save money definitely puts you in a very good position going forward, because you have that mindset. You're not willing to just spend your money, or you end up making smarter decisions and being wiser about managing your money when you tend to have those habits, or a habit of that. Another I guess advice I have for that would be like track your spending. As a teenager, growing up, I was spending, and no tracking. So where did my money go at the end of the month? Things like that. So definitely track your spending. I think having a budget or setting up a budget, it will be definitely helpful. That way you can physically, you can see where the money is moving into, going and coming in and coming out of your hands, and are you spending more than what you're actually earning? So definitely tracking your spending is something that I feel is good advice. I want to thank Next Gen Personal Finance for the opportunity of being a virtual guest speaker. I hope that I could inspire and motivate those who watch this video to consider a career in computer science and software testing. And good luck to everyone.